And behold, he cometh with 10,000 of his holy ones, to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against God.
There were some questions on the tunnels out there at the test site, and they questioned me whether I had been in tunnels, and I had been in tunnels. You know, as far as the nuclear aspect is concerned, they have built tunnels for testing of various devices in certain mountains out there, and also they've drilled and exploded bombs, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 feet below the desert floor. But on a specific tunnel that I was in, you could fit 2 locomotives going in either direction, plus a center road with a tractor-trailer truck for hauling parts and stuff. I know that of only one tunnel that I've been in where we did some testing of a particular item, and this was about approximately 6 miles into the mountain. In a facility in that mountain that was specifically set aside for my group and my team.
The real heart and soul of the New World Order plan lies in the mysterious underground military bases scattered all over the world, including roughly 30 in Canada, 140 in the United States, and more than 1,500 worldwide.
In the United States, there are many underground facilities. Some of them are deeply buried and very high-tech, and I might add, other countries have them as well. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is perhaps the best known. They do devote a sizable amount of resources to operating their underground installations all around the country. Mount Weather is one of the largest ones, built back in the 1950s. It's under a mountain not far from Washington, D.C. It can accommodate a large number of people, hundreds of people, a couple thousand or more when it's in button-up status. It's really quite elaborate.
33rd degree Mason Foster Bailey once stated, "Masonry is the descent of, or is founded upon, a divinely imparted religion which long antedates the prime date of creation as given in our Bible. It is all that remains to us of the first world religion which flourished in an antiquity so old that it is impossible to affix a date."
Is it public record, and therefore can you tell me how many people can be safely put into the underground bases that exist in the United States?
No.
Can you tell me why you can't tell me?
No.
But FEMA must know the figure of how many people it can store underground in the event of a nuclear attack.
I don't know the answer to that question.
There they are. Now, at first glance, they look like chambers for septic tanks. Then, at second glance, you realize there's no trespassing sign. That they have ends. Septic tank chambers do not have ends, and they are stacked pretty high. They're plastic. There are acres and acres of them.
Here's one of FEMA's projects: 500,000 body casket liners on the railroad tracks. The second location of 2. This one here in Covington, Georgia, at my back doorstep. 1.5 million on the same track line. Right here it follows all the way down to Madison and into Atlanta. FEMA controls and has made a purchase order in 2005 and contracted for 5 million caskets or body liners. They're sold by a company called Polyguard. Vantage Corp actually, I believe, is holding the merchandise for the company Polyguard, who actually manufactures. It's a Hercules-style series, airtight, bio, hazard container. Just want to open up the eyes to the rest of the community and let them know that the caskets are here, and again, this is Covington, Georgia.
A anonymously placed in the same 13th Masonic colony, was put on March 22nd, 1980, the Georgia Guidestones. And like Stonehenge, they are perfectly aligned to the stars. Written on these stones are 12 different languages, 8 of which are describing the 10 laws that are to be applied to the new age.
Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Unite humanity with a living new language.
Noah's Ark, of sorts, for plant life, opens in the Arctic Circle today. The facility, dubbed the Doomsday Vault, will house samples of the world's most important seeds as an insurance policy for mankind. Let's go live now to the Norwegian town of Longyearbyen, just north of the Arctic Circle.
It's a bank built to last 10,000 years. Important assets were made safe from climate change and nuclear war, locked deep inside the Doomsday Vault.
They're not going to save the world. They're not going to bring peace and justice. They're going to destroy the world. That's what old people say. So it'll just end with gold full of ashes. The whole world, all living things will be destroyed. There'll be nothing left on this earth. Everything will burn up.
Chapter 22. On both sides of the river was the tree of life, bearing 12 kinds of fruit, producing its fruit every month.
This cycle of the Creator, Savior, Destroyer has always been used to maintain the herds, to maintain their status as gods. And if it is needed, it will be done again. It will be done over and over until it is time for them to make the journey to the next planet.
Of course, we know the GRS on Mars Odyssey discovered this ice 6 years ago, but we've now finally touched it and tasted it. That's one thing that hasn't been done before. And I'd like to say, from my standpoint, it tastes very fine. I'm very glad to be in this position.
And with the discovery of water comes the possibility of life.
And as Mars moves closer to the sun and begins to thaw into its Earth-like form, prisoners, people deemed mentally insane, people that will not be missed or believed if they make a mistake, will be dropped on the surface. They will be equipped with non-removable tracking devices to track their movements, how long they survive, and where they are gathering for food and water.
Zero and lift off.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Hi, I'm VJ. I'm going to recite from Matthew 5. Now when he saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him and he began to teach them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth.
The simplest way to explain it would be that it is based on how many resources a newly occupied planet has, determined by mass, then divided by population growth over the course of the time that it would take for the next planet to be ready to be occupied. Venus is approximately the same size as Earth, so therefore, the amount of people that would be considered too many for the same people to maintain control would already be known.